Hello, everyone. Wes Gow here. Welcome back to the Cardinal Coaching Solutions podcast. As you can tell, I'm not in my usual environment. If you're watching on video, I am coming to you from the guest room this morning. So you might see some, you can see in the background some mermaids on the back table there. I've told you I've got dollars, there's glitter, and unicorns and mermaids everywhere. But anyway, it's a gorgeous day here in the Mid-Atlantic. Really beautiful late spring day. Hoping that you're doing well. Hoping you're finding your rhythm, your cadence, and just becoming as everything around us is becoming, at least here in the Northern Hemisphere with springtime in full swing. Hey, I wanted to share something with you real quickly. Again, I've said this before, these mediums, this platform really is just an opportunity for me to share kind of what's going on for me and what I've been learning and processing. And so I want to share a phrase for you that's meant a lot to me in the last couple of weeks. This is a phrase that I first heard from a speaker and author by the name of Rob Bell. He's written many books and has his own podcast, which I would highly recommend. Very good thinker. And he gave this phrase, I don't remember word for word, but I've heard him use it a couple times. He said, what if we followed that thing back to its cave? What would we find? And I always thought that was very interesting. I love books and movies and stories, and that for me was just a really strong image. It was very interesting to me creatively. But aside from that, I haven't really utilized that phrase until just recently. Now, myself, like all of us, the last year for us is just, we've been living with probably a stronger undercurrent of stressors than maybe humankind ever has before. And I noticed for me this trend, and I'm just going to be very transparent with you here. I noticed a trend in which my fuse or my emotional bandwidth got shorter and shorter and shorter. And I would find my reaction velocity and also my reaction intensity not only much quicker, but also much stronger than really the situation warranted, whatever it might be. And so I'll bring this into real practicality. Last time on the last episode, you met Captain. Sorry you couldn't be here this morning. I know he's kind of the real star of the show. But we brought a puppy into our lives. And for anyone who's ever done that, or anyone who's ever brought more than a houseplant home, you're in real fertile territory for learning about yourself. And so that just the last month alone, wow, I'm reacting so this isn't about me having to go clean up another mess in the house. It's about something deeper, but boy, am I experiencing a lot of frustration at a situation that probably doesn't warrant anywhere near that, or hasn't in the past in my life anyway. So, I guess, in an attempt to make a long story short, I started doing some investigating. What's going on here? There are situations where this part of me comes out. Who is that guy? Or what is that thing? Where does he come from? And then that phrase came to me. What if you followed him back to his cave? And now, as a creative mind, wow, did that get me thinking. I remembered that phrase from Rob. What if you followed it back to its cave? And so I did that metaphorically. I spent some time thinking, who is this part of me? What is this part of me? if I followed it back to its cave, and then I started asking other questions, what is it guarding? What is its mission? What is it afraid of? What are the circumstances that draw this part of me out into the light of day? It was a really, really helpful, very therapeutic process for me, or just an activity for me. And so I'll, just for whatever use it may be to you, I'll share with you just some learnings of my own. Okay, so again, in this part of me, reaction velocity, reaction intensity. Fuse has gotten shorter, emotional bandwidth has gotten shorter. It's been a stressful year for all of us. Okay, we get that. And so me doing some investigation around what brings this part of me out. Who is he? What would I find back in his cave? And so for me personally, what I discovered was this part of me comes out when when control has been lost. Yeah, looking at you, 2020. When control has been lost, that's when this part of me comes out. And they come out to put things, or at least make an attempt, to restore control. Now, that's just the tip of the iceberg. I have spent a lot more time even with that. And it actually got me reflecting even over the last 4 decades of my life. And I discovered that about every 10 years of my life thus far, there's been a significant event in which I had no control. I had no control over what was happening. And I won't go into all those details here. I won't overshare there. But it really gave me some context around where this part of me, or how maybe this part of me came to be in the first place. And then when we experience something like the last year that we have, how that might have just accelerated the growth of this part of me. So anyway, that's just some learning for the last month for me. What if you followed that beast back to its cave? If there's some part of you that isn't who you want to be, it's not who you want to be. It could, for me, or like you, I should say, like me, maybe it's frustration for you. Maybe it's fear. Maybe it's anxiety, worry, whatever it may be. When you come to awareness of there's this part of me that isn't who I want to be, maybe it's worth doing some investigation. What would you find if you followed them back to their cave? What are they guarding? Yeah. What's their mission? What do they fear? What brings them out? What purpose do they think that they're serving? What good does that part of you believe that they're doing for you? And listen, if that's a conversation that you want to explore, I would love to. Shoot me an email, Wes, W-E-S, @cardinalcoachingsolutions.com. That's some real fertile soil there for some coaching and for some becoming and honestly for some transition and change into a healthier version of you. So anyway, that's what I got for this month. Wishing you well. Keep going, and we will do this again soon.